Okay, picture this. You're in a rural Indian village, and you see grandmothers. They're wearing, traditional clothes, the gunhots, the head veils, and lehengas, those long skirts.
Right.
But here's the twist. They've got pistols. And they're not just holding them, they're hitting bullseyes. It's quite an image, isn't it? Really grabs your attention.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's powerful.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a really incredible story. It's about these exact women, the sharpshooter Dadis. Dadi means grandma from Johri village in Uttar Pradesh, India. And our mission for this deep dive is to kind of unpack how competitive shooting, of all things, became this tool, a way to challenge patriarchy, break down barriers around age and gender.
And really how it changed a whole community is fascinating.
Exactly. We've pulled our insights today from various sources, excerpts, interviews, reports about these amazing women.
And what we really want to show you is this isn't just about, one or two people succeeding. It's about the ripple effect. How one surprising act, maybe one perfect shot, can start something much, much bigger, lasting change.
Yeah, that ripple effect. So let's trace it back. Where did it all begin?
Well, it seems to start with one woman, Chandro Tomar, an accidental sharpshooter, you could say.
Right, Chandro. She was, 65 years old?
65. And she just sort of stumbled upon this new shooting range in her village.
And her reason for going initially wasn't even for herself, was it?
No, not at all. It was apparently super innocent.
Yeah.
She just wanted to help her granddaughter, Shafali, figure out how to load the pistol.
But you asked earlier if it was truly accidental. What happened right then suggests maybe something more.
Tell us, what was that moment like?
Well, she described it as electric. The coach asked Shafali to load the gun, and Chandro, trying to help, just did it. Expertly.
Instinctively.
Yeah, almost instinctively. And then she took aim. First shot. Perfect bullseye.
Wow. Just like that. Just like that. People were apparently stunned. Clapping, whistling, just staring at this grandma in her traditional gear with his steady hand.
Holding a pistol like she'd done it her whole life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So accidental maybe in how she got there, but that first shot, that clearly lit a fire.
It hooked her. But okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. She started training in secret.
Yeah, that's right.
Lying to her family, saying she was running errands or something. What does that tell you? Especially given her age, the place.
Oh, it speaks volumes. It really does. It shows this incredible resolve, right? She found something she was good at, something that sparked, and she wasn't going to let it go easily.
Even if it meant sneaking around.
Especially then. Knowing it probably wouldn't fly with the family, at least not at first, she had this philosophy, apparently, that her age wasn't a disadvantage, that, with focus, consistent focus, you could achieve anything.
And she definitely proved that point.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Over 25 national championships. Gold at the Veteran Shooting Championship in Chennai. This wasn't just a hobby.
She got so good, didn't some of the men actually stop coming to the range?
That's the story. Apparently, yeah. Some men felt humiliated, being shown up by an older woman, so they just quit.
Incredible. And then just weeks later, her co-sister, Prakashi Tomar, she joins too.
Yes, Prakashi. And guess what?
Don't tell me. First shot.
Bullseye. Another natural. Must be something in the Tomar family, like you said.
Seriously. So now you have two grandmothers, defying expectations. What was their training like? It couldn't have been easy fitting it in.
No, it was unique and incredibly disciplined. They'd apparently stay up late at night.
Doing what?
Holding jugs full of water. Just holding them out to build wrist strength, control any tremors.
Holding water jugs. Wow.
And then they'd get up before dawn, way earlier than usual,
to
wash the buffaloes.
Wash buffaloes.
To get the chores done. To free up time later in the day so they could go practice shooting.
Okay, washing buffaloes at the crack of dawn just to practice shooting? That's dedication. Puts my morning routine to shame.
Doesn't it just? But it wasn't just about finding the time. They faced real pushback, didn't they?
I bet. Especially from the men.
Oh, definitely. Lots of skepticism, jibes, men mocking them, asking if they were off to Kargil to fight a war, things like that.
Ouch. How did they handle that?
Well, they had this young coach, Farooq Pathan. He was only 25. And he just kept encouraging them, told them, don't listen, just practice.
Yeah.
He really egged them on.
Good for him. And they certainly showed their mettle. Prakashi especially made waves.
She did. Big time. Back in 2000, she won a UP State gold medal, veteran category.
And who did she beat? Wasn't it someone significant?
It was. a deputy superintendent of police,
Yeah.
a DSP.
She beat a high-ranking police officer.
Yep. And apparently he was so embarrassed, so mortified at losing to her, that he refused to be photographed with her for the medal ceremony.
Wow. That says a lot right there. Not just about her skill, but about the system she was challenging.
Exactly. It's a huge statement. As Prakashi herself said later, at an event, something like, women empowerment is needed in rural India. Choosing this sport, which was so hard for our conservative society to accept, I fought for it.
So her winning wasn't just personal. It was a very public crack in that patriarchal wall.
A very public one. That refusal to be photographed, it just highlighted the resistance they were up against and how they were starting to break it down, shot by shot.
So let's zoom out a bit. We need to understand Johri village itself. Before all this, it wasn't exactly known for progressive attitudes, was it?
Not at all. Quite the opposite, actually. It was infamous for high crime rates, violence, a place where women were basically expected to be indoors after sunset, confined.
Seems like the least likely place for a women's shooting revolution.
It really does, which makes the role of Dr. Rajpal Singh even more critical.
Right, tell us about him.
He was a former senior research fellow. And back in 1998, he founded the Johri Rifle Association. He actually donated part of his own land, used his prize money to get the range built.
Why shooting, though, in a place with a history of violence?
That was his genius idea. He saw that the youth, especially the boys, already had this fascination with guns. It was part of the local culture, maybe tied to the crime issues.
Okay.
So instead of fighting it directly, he decided to channel it, turn it into a legitimate sport with rules, discipline, structure.
And it offered a path to getting a gun license legally for professional reasons.
Exactly. It was quite innovative, taking this existing, potentially negative interest and redirecting it towards something positive. Discipline, focus, even career paths.
Smart. So what did this range actually look like?
It's a 10-meter range, 30 lanes. They use these specific .177 caliber air pistols.
Air pistols.
Yeah, they fire pellets, 4.5 millimeter. They can injure, but they're not lethal like a firearm. Safer for training, especially with younger kids. They weigh about half a kilo.
And you see young shooters there? How young?
Some as young as 12, apparently. Often wearing an eye patch over their non-dominant eye, to really zone in. It's all about that intense focus, that steadiness.
And the impact. It wasn't just about the Dadis anymore, was it? The spread.
Oh, massively. The numbers are just staggering. Over 500 girls who trained at that range have gone on to get jobs. Good jobs.
Where?
Army, Navy, Air Force. Some as bodyguards, sports coaches. Secure, respectable positions.
That's incredible. It shows how a sport, even a really unconventional one for the setting, can become this engine for socioeconomic change. For independence.
Totally. And you saw this huge shift in how the community viewed it.
How so? The parents.
Yeah, parents who were maybe hesitant at first, they started actively encouraging their daughters. They saw the results. They saw that shooting, and this is a quote, fetched our girls jobs that finance homes and their brothers' weddings.
Wow. It became a practical path to a better future.
Absolutely. Johri basically became this hub, a mecca for women shooters. Girls started coming from other areas, even as far as Bihar, to train there.
And you hear these personal stories, like Hina Ali.
Right, Hina. She had to fight with her parents just to be allowed to join. By age 14, she had 5 medals, and her parents were incredibly proud.
A complete turnaround. And Uttar Tomar.
From a nearby village, she put it so powerfully. Shooting is a doorway to the world outside. It has given me so much self-confidence.
A doorway to the world. That really captures it. So Chandro and Prakashi's fame, their individual success, it really did trigger this lasting social shift.
It seems undeniable. It wasn't just about them anymore. It opened doors for other women to gain financial independence, even if, some male family members maybe struggle with it initially.
Oh, I can imagine.
But now, apparently almost every third person in their extended families is a professional shooter. It became normalized, even aspirational.
They faced criticism, they courted it, as one source said, but they just kept going.
They persevered. And that perseverance inspired generations. It showed a different way forward was possible.
Sadly, Chandro Tomar, the woman who started it all, passed away in April 2021. She was 90 years old.
A long and impactful life. But her legacy, her dream, it's very much alive.
How so?
Just before she died, her children and grandchildren, they built an indoor shooting range right in their home.
In their home?
Yeah, specifically for underprivileged kids in the area. It was her mission, teaching the next generation. Her grandson-in-law said, Daddy was happiest when she was teaching and firing at targets.
So they're carrying that torch, continuing her mission.
Exactly, making sure her legacy keeps inspiring, keeps changing lives, one shot at a time.
What a story. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? How something totally unexpected, a passion discovered late in life, or a sport in an unlikely place, how it can become this incredible force for empowerment, for changing everything.
Definitely.
The Sharpshooter Dadis, their story just slams home that age is just a number, that barriers, gender, social class, they can be broken.
And that sport can be this amazing catalyst for community transformation. It's all about that perseverance, that focus.
And having the courage to challenge things, to just pick up that metaphorical pistol and take aim.
Well put. It really highlights the power of consistent effort, even when facing doubt.
So maybe the question for you, listening right now, is this. What seemingly small or maybe unusual action, if you're really committed to it consistently? What change could that spark in your own life or maybe even in your community? Something to think about.